Hi everyone, Mike Leiden here with International Academy of Consciousness. I'm here with Olav Drageset, who's going to be a speaker at the first International Congress of Conscientiology, which means consciousness science from a post-materialist and multidimensional point of view. Olav earned his Master's in Science and Theoretical Electronics in 1970, served military duty in the Signaling Corps in the Norwegian Army. He's had a career as a concept engineer for designing military field communications in an international environment, and has been a meditation teacher and practitioner on a voluntary basis for more than 45 years. And for the past 10 years, he's been working on a theory of the mind. He's published 4 articles on the subject in peer-reviewed physics journals, and as of right now, he's retired, 70 years young, with 4 grandchildren. And the name of your book and also your presentation title at the Congress is Consciousness and Cosmos, Proposal for a New Paradigm Based on Physics and Introspection. Did I get all that right?
Yes, that's right.
Okay. All right. Perfect. I just wanted to ask you a few things today. If people were to walk away from your presentation at the Congress, what would be a few things that you'd want them to walk away with, maybe some key things, without giving too much away?
Yes, I've been studying the mind and the consciousness for 40 years, together with medical doctors and psychologists. And this is the understanding of the mind they should go away with. And I give you a short presentation of how that mind is. If you shut your eyes, you look into a different room than the physical universe. That's not very special. But it might be special if you call that a universe that is non-physical.
Okay.
And also, if you work with the mind, you can also find another universe, if you would call it a room, in a room, which you could call the room of timeless stillness. Your attention can go into some kind of stillness, and then you leave all this outer world, and you leave also the first room you enter into. The first room we could call the room of thoughts, fantasies, and dreams. You follow me?
Yes. Okay, so
Yeah.
So you're saying I've heard this expressed differently, like in different ways, but the way that you're putting it is very unique. So in other words, when we close our eyes, we start to have thoughts, images, fantasies, and so on.
Yes.
And when we enter, it sounds like you're talking about meditation in a way.
Yes. The study of the mind is done in connection with meditation, because I've been working in a group there.
I see. And so when you're able to meditate in a certain manner, you enter this space that's not mediated by thoughts and concepts and images and so on.
Yes, no, you don't need to meditate to get into that, but meditation brings you often into such a room of stillness. But it's not necessary to meditate for it. But many people, when you walk in the mountains, for instance, or sit by a bonfire in the afternoon, you get a touch of this stillness. So it's not very magical or very special, but it's an experience that very many people have. But if you say that it is a different universe, it's a bit special.
Yes, if you were to make that claim, then yes. Because I know people who talk about that as, I forget the researcher's name, Greuer? I'm going to botch this. But what she called it was non-symbolically mediated consciousness. And I have other colleagues who call it just non-symbolic experience. Yeah.
It's the same. It's you find it in the literature, and you find it way back in history. A lot of people have talked about this. And it's your attention come into something that's different from the physical universe, and it's different from the thoughts and memories universe you usually get into when you shut your eyes.
Yeah. So.
But this is what I propose. So we have 2 inner rooms plus the outer physical room, and also if you're studying the inner rooms, you are someone studying something, and this someone you could call it your deepest identity, or you could call it consciousness. And this I also propose to be in a separate room.
Okay.
And then it's non-physical. So then I propose that consciousness is a kind of non-physical body. That's very different from what most people assume.
Consciousness is a non-physical body. So so you're saying a body as in it's composed of some sort of non-physical matter, or I guess what does it mean for it to be a non-physical body? Could you give an
That's
example?
a non-physical matter. And this is what I've been studying the last 10 years. I've been studying string theory, and it has a capacity for defining non-physical matter particles.
Interesting. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it has a capacity to mathematically define different universes, parallel universes.
Interesting.
This is, it's new, because I've been studying this because I'm looking for it. And it's not, a string theorist doesn't talk about this.
So let me ask you a question, and if we're getting too deep into the lecture and we're going to spoil too much, then I don't want to go there. But so let's say for some people that can have, let's say, an out-of-body experience, or for people that have a near-death experience, when their consciousness leaves their body, there seem to be a few theories about this. One is that they're actually leaving in an objective body that can influence the physical surroundings, and the other is kind of a constructivist, I don't know if I can call it that, but a constructivist approach whereby they say, well, yeah, the person's awareness is leaving the body, but what's happening is they're not leaving in some objective body, because the new environment that they enter into is kind of just a facsimile of the physical, and it's not directly related to it. So I think personally that the answer is probably somewhere in between there. But I guess my question is, if someone leaves their body, are you saying that their consciousness is in some sort of other body that's made of quantum strings or something like that?
Yes, I assume there are these different universes. They are parallel. They are all around us, all of them. But you can shift your attention from one to the other. And when you leave the body, you can see the physical universe. But I think you have bodies in all these universes. They are connected I have described also the mechanism of how this body communicates.
Interesting. So could you give an example maybe of our consciousness, what an experience might be like of our consciousness departing from the physical and then entering one of these parallel universes that you talk about? Yes.
Then you leave the physical body. You are very attached to the physical body, and it's different to leave it. But I've heard that someone have techniques to leave the body, and then there is another body made of what I found to be dark matter. That's in the physical. That's in the thought universe. It consists of dark matter.
Interesting.
And yeah, it's a physical thing, and this and your attention is connected to this. When you leave the physical body, you have still the dark matter body, and your attention is connected to this. And the dark matter, in the dimensions in the dark matter universe are different from physical dimensions, so you can travel different. So it's a bit complicated. But I'll talk about this in the presentation.
Okay, all right. So we won't give away.
So I'm yes, because I connect this to string theory, and the universes in string theory are called brains or brains.
Okay.
It's a special mathematical formulation of such universes. And string theory has also mathematical explained how the interconnection between the universes are. What kind of forces can transfer from one universe to another? So there are interactions possible by gravity and maybe also some other forces. And this this makes it very interesting because you can start to see the cosmos in a very different way. And I've seen that it's possible to explain all these strange phenomena that are not explained by scientists. There are open questions about this dark matter and dark energy, and you have other things also.
And dark matter is inferred because even though we can't see it, it still has mass, or the universe still has a certain amount of mass.
You can measure it by gravity.
By gravity, okay.
Yeah, and gravity is a force that acts between these universes according to string theory.
Interesting. I mean, I could already see in certain ways how that could, so sometimes when people leave their bodies, they feel like they have a sense of gravity. Actually, it's they don't automatically just float up into nothing and are completely weightless. Or a person, I guess I should say, for a person to be in that state of consciousness, it's kind of a level or two deeper than the classic out-of-body experience. But I don't know if I'm getting two steps ahead here. I'm just relating what you're saying to things that.
But of course, we need a lot of more science on this because I've just made a model that seems to be okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm not a scientist. I just discover a lot of things that other people and remake models on science made by others.
I see. Okay.
So it's this string theory is very interesting because string theory has some requirements to the real world that cannot be adapted to the physical world. But if you include the mind and consciousness to the real world, to cosmos, then I found string theory to be a description of a cosmos, including mind and consciousness.
Interesting. So you would say that your contribution to consciousness science as a whole is sort of bringing a new interpretation to current data.
Yes, that's it.
Well, interesting.
So I leave to the scientists to go further on with this and do more science on it.
Gotcha. Interesting. Well, I'm really looking forward to the talk. I'm looking forward to having some more conversations about this in person because I can already see how I'm kind of relating to it. But I guess for people that want more information, you can feel free to click the links below. And I'm going to link to your website as well in the links below when we put this video out. So in case people want more information about your work.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, and I look forward to seeing you there at the Congress.
Yeah, see you.
Okay, take care. Thank you, Olav.